Welcome to the second episode of Box News, the Fox News parody show where we don't lie to the public. We upload weekly parodies about Trump, MAGA, and all things political, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Now on to today's breaking news story. So a recent update in Texas about the 2026 election, their state legislature has decided to redraw districts in a completely, totally fair way that coincidentally flips 5 Democratic seats to Republican. Texas Governor Greg Abbott tells us that he believes that the people of Texas shouldn't be able to vote on this issue, as many of them are uneducated about the matter whenever Trump's ego is at stake. Mr. Abbott, what do you think about this new redistricting effort in your state?
What Texas is doing, we're just drawing fair maps as allowed by law, and it will ensure that at least 5 more members of Republicans will be serving in the United States Congress. If California dares to try to squeeze out more Republicans, there are going to be lawsuits that will overturn that. What I can tell you in the state of Texas, the 5 Republican seats that we are adding, they are going to withstand legal challenges, and those will be Republican members added to the United States Congress.
Mr. Abbott, do you think that these lawmakers should be arrested for not complying with your election rigging attempt? I certainly do.
We have Texas law enforcement scouring the streets of Texas right now to identify whether or not there are any Democrats remaining in the state of Texas. And if they are, they will be arrested and taken to the Texas Capitol to try to make quorum. So we're looking for 12 Democrats to make sure we're going to be able to vote on these maps, as well as to address very important things such as helping the flood victims in Central Texas. One thing that the Texas redistricting effort has exposed is how all of these large blue states have gerrymandered their states so dramatically. Look at California, look at Illinois, look at Massachusetts, look at New York. They have the worst examples of gerrymandering. Texas is not like that. Then point two, what he said, listen, what Texas is doing is 100% legal. We have the authority to pass laws to do this, whereas in both California and New York, it requires a constitutional amendment. But for another, listen, both New York and California are so gerrymandered, they don't have any more seats that can be picked up.
That makes a lot of sense. California can't redraw their districts, but they redraw their districts too much. And what you mentioned about the flood relief being stalled is also important. Mr. Abbott, what have you been doing about climate change, a big factor in the tragic July 4th floods that affected your state?
But I would say we're providing the platform for those who are involved in blockchain, for those who are involved in Bitcoin, to make sure that they're going to have a location they can come to that does not have the sense of friction that comes along with high regulation, so that makes the ease of business far better. We actually, this past session, we passed some laws to make it far better. We created a working group to make sure that we're going to be focused on the type of legislation that will make it more inviting. Understand this, and that is when Texas engages in legislation, we don't want to be over-regulatory. We're kind of anti-regulation, but we want to provide an infrastructure to make sure that blockchain and Bitcoin will be able to succeed.
So that was Greg Abbott, governor of Texas and true champion of authoritarianism. Well, that's not the only great interview we have for you today. Next up, we are joined by Arnold Perlstein, a former CA governor who really should have stayed home today.
I knew I should have stayed home today. My state, California, is trying to cheat in the 2026 election by gerrymandering. And I know what you're probably going to say, but Texas started it, and people don't even get to vote on it in Texas. But we're going to ignore that because ignorance is bliss. Imagine this, you're getting attacked by a bully at school. Do you defend yourself, or do you let them continue attacking you? I believe that zero-tolerance policies are an effective way to deal with bullying. Thus, you should let the bully continue to attack you. I hope that California chooses to protect democracy by ceding power to an authoritarian leader.
Thank you, Arnold, for choosing not to stay home today and letting us interview you. What you said made absolutely no sense, and we hope that America realizes that. Well, that wraps up our episode of Box News. Did you know that we have a Patreon? For only $1 a month, you can get your name displayed at the end of every video, and for $5 a month, you get access to our exclusive Patreon community. If you like our content, join our Patreon and receive special rewards, and maybe you'll feed some Ukrainian children in the process.